What is up, YouTube? It is your boy Marsh Sports here, coming back at you with another MLB video, and today we're going to be talking about some of the breakout stars of the young 2022 MLB season. There's been a lot of good young players who, coming into this season, you would not have thought about as stars, who have been playing as some of the best players in all of baseball right now. There's a lot of interesting names on these lists. Some of them you might not recognize. Some of them you may have already heard about. MLB's been talking about them a little bit lately. So let's get into the video, start talking about these guys. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for more daily MLB content. We post a new video every single day of the MLB season. Leave a like to help it reach more baseball fans, and comment down below who you think the biggest breakout star of the 2022 season. There's definitely been quite a handful of them, so let's start talking about them right now. Starting off with a Yankees starting pitcher by the name of Nestor Cortez. Now, Nestor Cortez, man, this is one of the more interesting breakouts I've seen. I remember when this guy was with the Seattle Mariners. I want to say it was in 2019, and this dude was just not very good. You could see by his underlying metrics here, nothing was really great. He didn't have strikeout stuff. People were hitting the ball hard off of him. He was giving up home runs. He was giving up hard hit baseballs. Wasn't getting a lot of swings and misses. Was walking guys. Just none of it was really working. He started getting a little bit better when he came over to the Yankees. Didn't qualify for much in 2022. These were his stats last year, or his underlying metrics, showing he was pretty good. But then coming into this season, man, he's just been dominant. He's been getting a lot of swings and misses. He's been striking out a lot of batters. He has not been walking a lot of guys, which is huge. And when he has been getting guys to make contact, they've been hitting the ball softly on the ground or weak pop flies. So far this season, in 4 starts and 20 2/3 innings pitched, he's posted a 1.31 ERA and a .87 whip with 28 strikeouts. So he has more than 9 strikeouts per 9. He's been very, very solid for the New York Yankees, and one of the main reasons that the New York Yankees are in first place right now, putting up elite stats like this. So Nestor Cortez, my first pick for one of the breakout candidates this year. Dude has just been on fire. Hopefully he can sustain it for a full season, because this dude is so fun to watch. Everybody knows about Nestor Cortez at this point. I feel like he's not really a secret anymore. He's just such a fun guy, and he does his weird, funky motions and stuff. Yeah, definitely do some research on Nestor Cortez. Very interesting guy. Next up, we got a pitcher for the Seattle Mariners who is off to a very hot start, and that is Logan Gilbert. So far this season, he has a .4 ERA. He's only allowed 1 run in 22 1/3 innings pitched. Started 4 games for the Seattle Mariners, striking out about 9 batters per 9 innings and a whip under 1. So he's been off to a very good start. The underlying metrics do like him a little bit. I'll be honest, I'm not sure he can sustain this kind of production. I definitely think he's a good pitcher, don't get me wrong, but I do think he's been getting a little bit lucky. If you go over to the FIP leaders in baseball right now, first in ERA, but when it comes to fielding independent pitching, which doesn't factor in the defense behind you, he's got a 2.38 FIP, which is not bad. It's still very good. It's definitely elite. It's in the top 15 of Major League Baseball, but just keep that in mind. I don't think he's really going to be able to sustain this high level of production. He strikes me as more of like a very solid number 2 in your rotation, not really an ace in my opinion. But as you can see, he has been missing a lot of barrels this season and has not been walking a lot of guys, so he's definitely going to keep up some good production. He just has been getting a little bit lucky, giving up a lot of hard hit baseballs so far. Next up, we've got our last pitcher, and that is Kyle Wright of the Atlanta Braves. And I'll be honest, man, this baseball savant chart here looks like Jacob deGrom almost. He is just doing everything well. There's nothing to complain about. There's nothing sketchy about this. He is limiting hard hit balls. He's striking out a lot of batters. He's not walking a lot of batters. He's getting people to chase. His spin rates are high. He's literally, everything about him has been perfect this year. There's literally nothing to complain about. 24 innings pitched, 34 strikeouts in 24 innings pitched. Dude's been a strikeout machine. Whip under 1, ERA under 1.5. Dude has just been phenomenal. He figured something out. If you go back to 2020, which was the last year he qualified for all these stats, this was Kyle Wright 2 years ago. Right here, this was Kyle Wright 2 years ago, and then this is him now. I don't know what he figured out, but whatever he figured out, it is absolutely working. The Braves got a dog over in Atlanta. Now, speaking of dogs, we got my boy Brandon Marsh, baby Pluto, over here for my Angels. He has been nothing short of phenomenal, a big breakout star for the Angels. He's been hitting the ball hard. He's very fast, which you can see, 92nd percentile in sprint speed. He's been very good defensively. The only problem with him so far has been his strikeout numbers. He hasn't been making a whole lot of contact, but my God, when he does, man, he's had a couple of 3 4-hit games so far this year. Dude has been very, very good. 3 stolen bases on the year, so he's been using that speed a little bit. 2 home runs, batting .308, .377, .481 slash line. Dude has been fantastic for the Angels, and a big reason why the Angels are in first place. I know there's another breakout candidate we're going to talk in a minute, and obviously Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, a lot of big names on this roster, but Brandon Marsh is one of the unsung heroes of this team, and a big reason why we're currently in first place. Next up, we got somebody who came over from overseas, and that is Seiya Suzuki. This dude has been nothing short, he's just been as advertised. Everything the Cubs thought they were getting in Seiya Suzuki, they have got tenfold. Dude has been hitting the ball hard. He doesn't strike out a ton. He walks a ton. Dude's got a phenomenal eye and phenomenal plate discipline, which is crazy. Usually guys coming from overseas have a little bit of trouble adjusting, unless your name's Ichiro Suzuki. Even Ohtani had an adjustment period, but Seiya Suzuki is off to a running start over in Chicago, and honestly, the biggest bright spot of that team right now, who's been struggling a little bit. But dude's fast, 94th percentile in sprint speed. He doesn't chase pitches. He doesn't swing and miss. He walks a ton. He does strike out a little bit, which is surprising when you don't swing and miss, but maybe he just has a little bit too good of an eye, getting used to those terrible MLB umpires. But my God, has this man been phenomenal. Just a fun guy to watch. He's making Cubs must-watch baseball every time you turn on the TV. So Seiya Suzuki, another big breakout guy. 27 years old, but obviously his first season in the major leagues, so you never know what you're going to get. Next up, we've got Andrew Vaughn of the Chicago White Sox, and this man got off to a very hot start this season. He has been crushing the ball, 96th percentile in hard hit percentage. That's Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Juan Soto territory right there. Been getting on base a ton. Kind of league average when it comes to walks. Does not strike out a lot, so he's a big guy to make contact pretty much every time he takes the field. He does pull the ball a lot, but that's where he gets most of his power. Andrew Vaughn has been nothing short of phenomenal, and a very nice bright spot on an otherwise really struggling Chicago White Sox team. So far this season, he's batting .283 and slugging .566. OPS in the ballpark of .933 right now. 4 home runs to start the year and 12 RBIs. Dude's been a very solid middle-of-the-order bat for Chicago, and gonna be a big help with Eloy Jimenez on the injured list. All right, we're down to our final 3 breakout guys. First, we're gonna talk about Owen Miller for the Cleveland Guardians. Came over from San Diego, and he has been very solid to start the year. Been putting the ball in play, been getting a little bit of BABIP luck, but he's batting .404 in 54 plate appearances this season. .463 on base percentage. That is elite. That is Juan Soto, Mike Trout territory there. .723 slugging percentage and .1186 OPS. So he has only had 54 plate appearances, so take this all with a grain of salt. I'm not saying he's going to sustain this production all season, but he is off to a very hot start. And his numbers, his underlying metrics are pretty solid, honestly. He's about league average when it comes to strikeouts, which is really good for a young guy. Only 25 years old, 70th percentile in walk percentage, so he's not afraid to take a pitch. And when he does hit the ball, average exit velocity in the 89th percentile, he has been crushing it. So Owen Miller, off to a great start for the Cleveland Guardians. They've been struggling a little bit lately, but hopefully Owen Miller can bring them back to around 500, maybe even give him a chance at the AL Central crown. And next we got Jazz Chisholm, and this man has been ridiculous this season. Jazz Chisholm, big pull guy, as you can see by his spray chart over here. Pretty much all he does is hit the ball to right field. But man, 97th percentile in sprint speed. He's one of the fastest in the game. He's been very solid all around. He's a rookie, so you are going to see a lot of strikeouts. So he's in the 16th percentile in strikeouts, but outs above average. He's great defensively. He's been walking a pretty good amount, hitting the ball hard, barreling the ball up. A lot better than what he looked like last year. As you can see, last season there was a little bit to worry about there. Kind of that adjustment period for rookies like I talked about earlier. But this season, man, he is off to a very hot start. Batting .298 in 64 plate appearances, 4 home runs, slugging .667, OPS above 1,000, and then .344 on base percentage. Does have 4 stolen bases to go with it too, so a really nice, pretty much a 5-tool player if you're going to be completely honest. Jazz Chisholm looks fantastic. Keep in mind he's only 24 years old, so I think there's still a lot more potential to be had here, and I think the strikeout numbers will go down, the walks will go up. He's going to be a phenomenal player in Miami for years to come. And last but not least, Pro. Hello? Taylor Ward? Taylor freaking Ward? Dude, this guy's been in the league since what, 2018? Nothing. Look at this. He didn't even qualify for anything in 2018. Barely qualified for anything in 2019. Barely qualified in 2020. He was pretty fast, though. Didn't qualify for anything last year. And then, hello? Are we looking at this? Dude has been a monster. A monster. 58 plate appearances. He's batting over 400 still. 517 on base percentage. He gets on base 50% of the time. That is ridiculous. 50% of the time. Slugging 830, 1347 OPS, which is fine. Like, these are the numbers you expect to have, you know, after 5 plate appearances, but not after 54. Dude is off to an electric start. He leads the league in WRC plus with 269. He has already put up 1.1 WAR. Leads the league in WRC plus at 269. Expected WOBA 490. He's been rivaling Mike Trout for the best player on the Angels. This is just, I don't think this is sustainable. I'll be completely honest with you guys. But this dude has just been ridiculous this year. He's walking in the 97th percentile of the league. He's not chasing pitches. He's not swinging and missing. He's been decent defensively. He's not striking out a lot. He's getting on base. He's hitting the ball. He's doing literally everything you could want for a guy in his age 28 season. He was a former first-round pick, but my God, I've never seen this kind of production out of Taylor Ward. I thought his ceiling was like, you know, a solid utility player, and all of a sudden he's one of the best right fielders in all of baseball. I don't know where he came from. I honestly don't know. Like, honestly, it kind of sucks because now we have 4, like, amazing outfielders between Marsh, Trout, and Ward, and then Joe Adell's just kind of chilling on the bench, former number 5 overall prospect. So anyways, Taylor Ward is my #1 breakout player of the season. If you guys haven't seen what Taylor Ward is doing right now, you've got to tune into an Angels game. It is electric stuff. Dude just can't miss right now. He's on one of the greatest tears I've ever seen. He literally looks like the second coming of Mike Trout right now. Is he going to sustain this production? I guarantee you he won't sustain this level of production, but my God, dude, talk about a hot start. This is the poster child of a hot start. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to leave a like on this video and hit that subscribe button for more daily MLB content. And let me know who your favorite breakout player of the season is so far, who you think has been the best, and who you think is going to sustain that production as well. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Y'all have a great rest of your day.